We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Soliana's here, Tiblers here, Coast Ladies here, Shots is here, Tatos here, Neo's here, Dudu's here, Simpiwa's here. And please make some noise for our special guest today, Hester Missing! Yes, sir!
I can't believe it. You guys are fucked up. I can't even begin to tell you. Nice to be. I love you guys.
When are you getting kids, man? When are you getting married, bro?
Yeah, bro.
I can't have kids. I can't have kids, MacG. I'm a puppet. It's like asking a latex ball. It's like asking a condom. It's like Fikile Mbulula. I don't think he has kids either. He's a walking condom. I can't. You guys are amazing. You're a cult. And MacG is the high priest. And when I say the word high, I mean it literally. You guys are fucked. I can't believe you got me on the show. Are you insane? So, by the time we're done today, I'm going to nail you so hard, you're going to get fired from Kaya again.
Oh,
they're going to hire you so they can
Bring it on.
rehire you.
Bring it on, bro.
I love it. Oh, yeah. It smells like Seasmet Lomo.
Jeez, what does that smell like?
Privilege. They're gonna add the word ass to your first name, so you're gonna be asshole. It's gonna be wild.
Oh, wow.
I can't wait. I love you
You're a
guys
Popeye.
so much. I am a Popeye. You know what it's like. You worked at Kaya, but it's great to be.
Hey, welcome to the roast of soul.
It's going to be so great. By the time we're done, Open Chats is going to be giving you guys side eye. I can't believe it. You will never roast the ladies for JJ again. Never. Because MacG, do you have a for JJ?
Sometimes.
Hey, no, you do. His name's Sol Penduka.
Why am I his vagina now? Fuck it over here, man.
Real, we're not even. Look at all this cuck you've got in your desk. What the hell? I feel like I'm inside my granny's closet.
Jesus, bro.
I love you guys.
Man.
Jeez. Only a white guy can do this, man. We're laughing at a
Only
fucking
a white
puppet.
guy. I have a white guy's hand in my ass. I'm a white guy with a white guy's hand in my ass. I'm like a walking Investec account. The only person with more white hands in his ass than me is Ramaphosa. This shit's gonna. I want to get us cancelled today, and let's go.
Let's go, man. There's only one place to start. All eyes are on the Madlanga Commission.
Oh, yeah.
The hearing starts today. It's actually happening right now as we're recording.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, I think more information would have come out.
Mkwanazi is the first one, right?
Yes. Mkwanazi is the first one. I love Mkwanazi because, you know, Mkwanazi is going to be the end of the ANC, and we know that because his name literally starts with the words MK. It's so wild. The police are doing the crime in-house, so they're doing the crime in-house.
Man.
You don't even have to leave the police station. They're already there. And if the ANC had a movie, you know what the movie would be called?
What?
Yeah.
Commission Impossible. I'm out.
It's so crazy. You should have seen when Mkwanazi walked in, right? There were like bottles of water in front of him. He stepped them aside and he had his own water. He doesn't want any mistakes.
Ooh, for real.
Hey.
So that means he's been living like that for a while now. Like, wait,
I think so.
Definitely.
Like he doesn't just eat anywhere, doesn't just drink anything. Because I've seen him at a football stadium as well. So at the, what do you call that place where they chill there? By the presidential.
By the suites, yeah.
By the suites, that means he had its own, he didn't eat anything.
Weren't you there recently? By the
Yeah,
streets?
but there's many, there's many. Like, they go around the stadium.
Oh, okay.
All right,
There's like 100 of them.
So the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System will begin today with KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanyazi set to take the stand as the first witness. It's chaired by Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Wow, it's crazy. Madlanga Commission. Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, so the commission was established by President Cyril Ramaphosa in July following explosive claims by Mkhwanazi. Among his allegations are political meddling in police operations, the disbandment of specialized task teams investigating political killings, and collusion by senior officials to shield criminal
Oh my God, I feel like I'm on 702. Oh my God. And the news today. The news today. I can't.
McBongo.
Bongle. Yeah. Isn't the breakfast anchor Bongle? He calls himself Bongle.
That's his name, Bongle.
Yeah,
Isn't that a shitty card game? Oh, we're going to play Bongle later. It sounds like a porn site from Kimberley. Hey, bongle me harder. I'm going to bongle your sister.
The hearings will take place at the Bridget Mabandla Justice College in Pretoria, where the commission has confirmed that all technical systems and witness protection measures are in place. Your thoughts, Chester?
I don't even know where to start. The crimes involved here, the criminals' names are where it gets cuck funny. Brown Machotsi, that's the one guy. The tender connector, Brown Machotsi, that's a really racist name to call your black friend. Hey, Brown, that's like having a white friend called Pinky. It just it's racist. And the other guy's name is Vusi Musi Cat Matlala.
Yeah.
Vusi Musi is the cutest criminal name I've ever heard. It sounds like what an old white lady calls her cat. Vusi Musi Musi Musi. Vusi Musi 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 Musi. Vusi Musi 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 Musi. And ironically, his middle name is Cat. I can't. Oh, Saul, you smell like Caius. Listen, man, I don't understand. And the reason his middle name is Cat is because you ask the police, how long is he going to be in jail? Is he going to stay in jail? When's he going to go to jail? Their answer is, meow, meow, thank you.
Your thoughts,
Thank you.
Benduka?
Yeah, man, bro. After the Zondo commission, I'm not really excited about commissions. I need to be really honest. And bro, I don't know, maybe you can help me, Chester. Like,
Definitely I can help
with
you.
these documents, these dockets, because they've been away, they were in Sibia's office. How do we know that they haven't been edited, they haven't been replaced? You know, the actual papers inside and the information. How do we know that they still, hold the same credibility from
They've
when it was
definitely
still
been
with
replaced. Of course they've been replaced. It's just Chappies in there. It's going to be a Chappies bubblegum wrapper in there. It's going to say, did you know? Did you know Senzo Mfunu is sponsored by Sasco?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know he's sponsored by Sasco? He's sponsored by Sasco. He's sponsored by Sasco because he's toast. Thanks him out.
And it's protecting the criminal's bread.
It is good. It's eating the criminal's bread. This is freaking insane. And Becky Taylor was hanging out with the gangsters, we heard. And we knew, because if you've seen his hats, well, only a gangster wears a hat like that. This country's ridiculous. I love it, but it's insane. And this police commission, apparently there are 60. I chatted to JJ Tabane. You know, JJ is like the living version of me. JJ Tabane. His parent, if you see him in Cape Town, you're like, hey, JJ! And he doesn't realize it's him. But the police in crime, none of you went with that joke, but police in... It's okay, they'll get it on the internet. The police are doing, there were 1,600 police officers who have a criminal record. Isn't that insane?
Whoa!
I know, 1,600, and they're like, oh no, it's just for traffic offences. There's a load of cock. Fire the criminals, but Ramaphosa won't fire anything. If Ramaphosa it was any less spineless, they would have him there in the aquarium there in Cape Town. I don't know. It's like the weather in Cape Town. The weather in Cape Town is so cuck. Ramaphosa's going to turn it into a cabinet minister. That's... Don't who me. What's that? Can't believe you're my friend, MacG.
Of course. Your thoughts, Coach Lady.
Can't do that with my hand, okay? My hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I can't zap sign you. Yeah.
What are you expecting?
So I did watch the first the first day of this whole commission. I just loved when they were just breaking down the history of Mkhwanazi. You see where he started and obviously the hurdles that he's had during his journey and also as all sorts. So it's too early to have like a whole say about it. We have to let it play out. I think would be in better time, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month later, and as we see. But I know they've given him 4 days, so there's still a lot of days to go. Like, it's too early to say what exactly could happen, what could unfold. Today it was just like literally just an entry, basically, of what's going to happen.
Well, she's the cleverest person in the room. Why aren't you hosting the podcast? I'm sensing penis advantage here. Oh, wow. If there was ever an example of male privilege, the fact that you're the ones behind the microphone and you're not. Okay. That was by miles the cleverest answer.
Okay.
I can see where the million views came from.
Soon I'm going to identify as a male. I'm in my journey. Okay?
In your journey.
Oh, you're transitioning. Never.
But do you think that, we've always been asking for accountability. Do you think we're going to see that with this commission?
Oh my God.
No.
Never. Ramaphosa can't fire anyone, MacG. You got to understand, he has no power. If he had any less power, Eskom would turn him into a power station. His middle name is Kusile. He has no power in the ANC, so he can't fire anyone. That's his whole problem. So he has to just sit there and go, yeah, I mean, he was literally endorsing the Democratic Alliance yesterday. Did you see that?
Nuts, man.
It was insane, saying the DA can run a municipality. It was literally like, I don't know how to explain this. It was like literally going to Spur and then they endorse Nando's. You know what would make your Nando's taste great? What? Chicken licking. That's what. The president. And you know what happens? You know what happens is Ramaphosa doesn't understand, the same as DA voters don't understand, that just having a clean audit, which is what the DA's got, doesn't mean that you're running a good. It doesn't mean you're getting services in Guguletu. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because your accountant's good. It doesn't mean that you're getting running toilets and your shack fires are being watched out for. What it's a bit like is if you go to the Spur, right? They go to the Spur and then the steak is cuck and you say, oh, my steak's cuck. And they go, yeah, but our accountant's amazing. I'm sorry, that's the best joke I can do in that, okay? The pressure. Fucking ridiculous. It's insane. This is why Ramaphosa really threw the white privilege under the bus. He really jumped on the white supremacy bandwagon with that one, and I think he needs the foot sack.
Oh my
But with
goodness.
all honesty, though, with that statement from Ramaphosa, isn't it just like him acknowledging where or which municipalities are being run properly?
So
Let's just being honest.
Stop being reasonable.
Oh, okay.
no,
No, you're not wrong, though, eh? She's not wrong.
You're not, but to me, it's. So are you telling me?
Please don't point your finger at her. It's very aggressive.
Yeah.
But for me, it's how many municipalities has the ANC controlled, and they still control? Not even one. They don't even have one that they could say, here's our golden municipality that we run like it's heaven here.
No, it's disaster.
How come all of you guys don't learn from not even one?
You're right. No, they are really cuck. They are so cuck. I know. They are. If they were any more cuck, Gayton McKenzie would wear them as a suit. I just. They really are cuck.
Oh, Gayton in his suit.
His suit. Have you seen Guere's suits? Guere looks like he gets his suits from the camping section at Outdoor Warehouse. I don't know. The camping section. What are you doing walking around in a two-man tent, Guere?
Speaking about Cyril Ramaphosa, his nephew made the headlines as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ramaphosa's nephew, Hangwani Maumera. This is quite long. Stay with me, Chess. It's quite long, all
Okay,
right?
read your podcast, the 2-minute voice note. Here's the script they sent me. Go, Mac, go.
Ramaphosa's nephew, Hangwani Maumera, loses 326 million in Tembisa Hospital corruption crackdown. The asset forfeiture, AFU of the National Prosecuting Authority, has seized assets worth 326 million from Hangwani. Maumera, who's alleged to be a nephew of President Cyril Ramaphosa, had a fleet of luxury cars, including 4 Lamborghinis and a Bentley, upscale homes, and even a party boat, frozen under the High Court preservation orders. The AFU action also targets 14 companies linked to Maumera, which allegedly secured over 400 million in hospital contracts through manipulated procurement between 2019 and 2021. You're still following some?
Yeah, he's following because he used to work in radio. It's me.
Yes. The SIU revealed a network of fraud involving forged documents and favoritism toward Maumela's companies, which operated from a single Santon address despite claiming legitimacy in medical supply provision. NPA spokesperson Pindi described the seizures as a decisive blow against corruption, with the assets said to be forfeited to the state pending criminal proceedings. Civil society groups, including the EFF, welcomed the move but urged swift arrest to prevent further cover-ups. The case highlights entrenched corruption in South Africa's public health sector, with Maumera's downfall sending a clear message that accountability can reach even the most connected individuals. Ramaphosa has publicly contested not knowing him, saying, "I don't even know that gentleman."
I stopped listening after you said the word blow. I'm not going to lie. I got so horny for a second there. Blow me harder.
What are your thoughts, Chester? Because we've seen this movie before,
Yeah,
man.
man.
No, it's wild. It's wild. I mean, Ramaphosa's nephew, 327 million. And reason Ramaphosa's angry is because he's going to have to get 30 couches to keep all that money, 10 million rand a couch. If you ask Ramaphosa how's the investment, he says, so far, so good. I'm a...
Oh!
Thank you.
Drop it.
Thank you. If I can pay the bedbugs. That's right, Strike Door. Sponsor my podcast. I'm the funny one. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. No, I'm joking. I'm
You got a podcast, Chester?
I do, yeah, I do. It's a political podcast, though. I just chat to politicians and political analysts. I would have got that lady there, but she's too expensive. You guys are too fun for me. I can't drink. I don't have a digestive system. Sorry, soul. I tried it once and I just got soggy.
Why a political podcast? It's not like we don't have enough of those.
Yeah, that's true. Stabbing a guy in the back. Oh, wow. Look, okay, the only two political podcasts in the country that are run by puppets, I thought I stood out. The other one, Sizwe and Mpofu.
Not Sizwe and Mpofu.
Oh, no, I love Sizwe. I'm joking.
We love it.
I love him. I'm just joking, right? No, because I chat to politicians and people are used to that, and so it's a fun angle. I enjoy it, and I normally just do roasts where I got Becky Cele there at the State of the Nation. I said, "Hey, Uncle Becky, are you allowed to keep money in your couch?" And he told me that all puppets are criminals, and then I told him that's from a fellow puppet, and then I ran before the hand of my ass gets arrested. So, the way I work is I could talk to these guys. That's why political. It's very fun. I mean, most of these podcasts aren't, yours is hilarious, but most of these podcasts aren't funny. So I make jokes and I go up to them and I roast them. And I got Bantu Olomisa the other day. I know, it was great. I asked him, how is he the deputy general because he's deputy minister, isn't he? He's the deputy minister of armies, but he is an actual general, and Angie Mashech is in charge. So can you imagine how weird those meetings are? Angie, what the fuck? Angie's phone. Bantu, what the fuck must I do now? I don't know. There's no army left. The only way we'll have a submarine is if we give Angie a snorkel.
Oh, no way, bro.
I know. It had to be said. It had to be said. But why is it?
Hester's cooking.
Why is
Stay in the water, bro.
You don't need water. You can't be fired twice in the same month.
Spit your chest.
I love you guys. I love you so much. You keep taking all my shit. Listen, I haven't seen someone take so much shit from a white puppet since Musi Maimani's days. But listen. I know.
I want to come back, eh?
Keep after me.
I know. And then Musi's literally messaging Ramaphosa now on how to get Helen's hand out his ass. Literally, that happened this morning. Take it out before it's too late, Ramaphosa, Matamela. But listen, the thing is that we don't take corruption seriously, do we? The National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council are the people who fight corruption. National NACAC, that's their name. NACAC! Who thought of the stupid name? So we don't have anyone taking corruption where they actually take it on. The president doesn't have any guts, or the ANC would have changed, and they haven't.
Do you agree with him, Penduka?
Yeah, I agree, bro. It's even with this Mamamele thing, it's so sad because they don't bring back the poor people who died, who needed medication, people who died in hospital because the hospital was understaffed, there were no supplies and all these things. We always see things get taken, but we'll never see people end up in jail. Are we ever gonna know who killed Babita Teokaran? Because that's the lady who was who blew the lid on this whole thing, the whistleblower.
Yes. And did you hear the wildest part? Hear the wildest part? Yeah. They went after that engineer that was involved in this stuff as well. It was Afrikaans guy.
Yes.
No, look, they went after the engineer and then they killed the wrong guy.
Wrong guy, yeah.
Do you know how bad that is? The tenderpreneurs can't even deliver on their own assassinations. God. What's wrong with you people? Stop delivering cuck services. Not even your assassinations are on point. I mean, we're looking bad. At least the Americans get assassinations right, but oh my God. Oh, God, it's embarrassing, to be honest.
Also making news, Kenu Kunene is to run for Joburg mayoral position. The Patrick Alliance has announced suspended Deputy President Kenu Kunene as its mayoral candidate for Johannesburg. Your thoughts, Coast Lady?
I I don't know.
Isn't he suspended?
He's suspended. That's my
Pending
thing.
investigation. So now we obviously know what the outcome of the investigation will be.
Yeah.
Because how is it that the guy was investigated, now you put him in a position, to pivot into even a bigger position?
Exactly.
Because it was MMC now,
It was MMC
right?
for tourism.
Nah, it's a joke,
Yeah.
bro.
You should be optimistic though, Sol.
Nah.
Because it means that you're likely to get the morning job on Kaya. Oh, sorry, man, I can't stop, but you're right.
It's okay,
insane.
go on, bro.
No, it's insane, dude. It is insane. How the hell? Sorry, you were talking, but I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah. No, I do it a lot, so you can
I
interject.
can see that, and you don't even have a hand in your ass. At least you have an excuse. Listen, how do we have a suspended guy as a mayoral candidate? I mean, how's that going to? Where's the mayor? He's in jail. And if Kenny goes to jail, let's understand what happened. Kenny went to the house. Why was he suspended? He went to the house of DJ Somebody right as DJ Somebody had died, saying
No,
that he was there, saying as they were a journalist, didn't he?
No.
It was Cat.
He was not in the house of DJ Somebody. He was in the house of the guy who was getting arrested for being the
Yes,
mastermind.
that's the
of
mastermind. No, you're right.
Maleficent.
No, you're right.
Home.
No,
Maleficent
Gebele.
home.
No, you're right. You're right. That's exactly what I'm
yeah.
trying to say. But he said he was going with a journalist. But
Yes.
what newspaper? The Black Mail and Guardian? I don't understand.
Blackmail.
What the hell?
Blackmail.
And then he had 2 watches on.
Yeah,
So you know he's going to
watches.
jail because he's doing time, a red hot car. And you understand, Patriotic Alliance, why do we care? They only got 5% in the elections. I literally told, listen, Gayton, Black Label is stronger than the Patriotic Alliance. They've got, sorry, White Horse, whatever your fucking Striped Horse.
Striped
Your
horse. Say it
fucking
right.
sponsors'
Striped
names. I don't care. I don't get their money. But listen. This is insane. If Kenny goes to jail, will he eat sushi off himself? I don't understand how this is going to work. The Patriotic Alliance isn't taking us seriously. Did you see that time that Gayton McKenzie had a 956,000 rand trip for 3 days to Japan? Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
For 3 days? What did he spend it on? Was he staying inside Johan Rupert? I don't... Did Patrice Motsepe tuck him in at night? I mean, no, it's not good enough. Sorry,
Dudu, before you come to yes, you were saying, Ghost Lady.
No, I was just even surprised that because Gayton was also very happy because he posted saying that, well done. Like, obviously, they're rooting for him as the Patriotic Alliance. So, I don't know. Like, it feels very shady. I really, for me, I got confused.
Did anyone here vote for Patriotic Alliance in any of the ballots?
Are you asking
I did, and I regret it, bro. I did. Yeah, same here.
Damn, you voted for
Shout out for the honesty. I did. I told you guys I did. It was.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I liked you for a while, but
I
Jesus
know, bro.
Christ.
I can't even look at myself in the mirror.
Kaya fired you. That's
Yeah, bro. Like what? I thought, hey, man, I'm a second chance, but the way they just running that thing, it's like, yo, bro. What's the fuck?
Why did you vote for
being
them?
taken?
What
for
attracted you
fools?
to them? What did you
I don't
like
know,
about
man.
them?
I just wanted to spread my votes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and give them see what they will do.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it's a
but
fair.
now I'm
it's a
seeing
fair
what they're
question.
doing,
No, it's
yeah.
wild. I mean, who's
Yeah,
they gonna?
it's so
If they win,
disappointing.
who's going to be their Minister of Justice? Thabo Bester? I don't. Fucking ridiculous. Suspended guys in America. From jail. He's going to have a green screen behind him going, oh no, everything's going fine. With a picture of New York. No, we've changed, Joburg.
Yes, you're saying, dude.
Yeah, no, I think we've moved past it. But I was saying the reason why Chester was saying DJ Somebody, I think he wanted to say Kenny was found in DJ Somebody's alleged murder mastermind.
That's it, yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Exactly. Thanks for correcting that, yeah.
Yeah, that's where DJ Somebody
Thank you for correcting the
comes from.
facts.
Okay.
You want to put your hand
I
up his ass?
corrected that already, though. But I corrected that already. But you rang a thingy then.
Yes.
Yeah, but what you're doing is mansplaining like in the past. So it was like a Back to the Future mansplaining. She was going to say it and then you mansplained through it.
Yeah.
It's a comedy dead end, but I don't care. It's your podcast.
Don't worry.
Welcome. You're going to watch your analytics and there's going to be a dip right there. Then, are we logging off? It's shut now. And then...
Before we let you go, Chester, man, I wanted to find out from you, what were your thoughts regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination?
Is that? Oh, we're talking about the
Charlie
dead
Cook.
yeah. Well, listen, man. Nobody should ever be murdered for their political beliefs. I think we can all agree that nobody should ever be murdered for their political beliefs
In front of your kids and your wife, bro.
Story
From the world, bro.
The world.
But let's, when I heard he died, I said, it's terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, he did advocate for people, like when people died of gun violence, he did go, well, it's a necessary cost for their Second Amendment. So I've never been sad someone's dead and sad they were alive at the same time, if you want. You don't know whether to laugh because you're going to get cancelled. You'll never get a US visa.
No.
You raised the fucking topic.
I don't care about
I'm not scared of getting shot in my neck myself because there's a hand in there.
You might just lose a finger.
I just lose a finger. But the bottom line is no one should ever... The problem is that he did advocate for some very evil racist stuff. So for us to not talk about that when he passes away is unreasonable. Because finding out that a guy who advocated for gun violence got killed very terribly by gun violence is like finding out that a drug dealer OD'd. If you know, it's like finding out someone spiked Bill Cosby's drinks. It's just like it's just a terrible thing. But it's like when those anti-vaxxers get COVID, you're like, oh, that's terrible. I can't imagine. So we don't know how to handle it, and it's a complicated. Condolences to the family, but at the guy should have done better as a person to look after people in Gaza. He denied the impact of racism in black people's lives.
Yeah.
He denied Michelle Obama's intelligence by saying she's just an affirmative action candidate when that guy himself is a university dropout and Michelle Obama has degrees from Harvard University and Princeton. So foot sack with your racist cuck America on that front.
Yeah.
I know. We get all woke now, but I'm sorry. That's just me. I can't. It's what I've got.
Did you hear now what they're doing? That if you are a foreign national in America, right, and you're seen to be celebrating his death, like on social media, you're gonna get deported, or they might revoke your visa.
Yeah, people started reporting really chubby, and I think Marco Rubio, one of the politicians, was
Marco
like,
Rubio.
"Yeah, she's getting what's coming to her as well."
For real?
Yeah, because she had tweeted some shit, obviously, celebrating or in a celebratory
I don't think
mood.
she's celebrating. I think that's what America's playing into. You understand, when George Floyd died, they literally did the George Floyd challenge where they put their knee on each other's necks as a joke. Where George Floyd died. Yeah, so don't fucking come and don't double standards. Pointing out what the guy actually said and what he actually stood for is not celebrating his death. It's being honest about what his life was.
Yeah.
You know that quote? I don't agree with what happened to Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk agreed with what happened to Charlie Kirk.
True, actually.
So Marco Rubio must stop being a lying, racist fuckwit and be honest that he's just Ramaphosa's chest. He's just Donald Trump's Chester Missing, which is very confusing because Donald Trump is Elon Musk's Chester Missing. So there's like a hand. It's like a hand in the ass centipede is what's going on there. So I actually spoke about the refugees. Remember the refugees?
Oh yeah, the refugees.
The 49
140.
refugees.
Yeah,
49. 40. I've never seen
49.
49. I've never seen such well-fed refugees in my life. You could put 3 Sudanese refugees inside one Afrikaner refugee. Our refugees look like they've been eating other refugees. The one guy had a 5-bedroom house.
Dude.
Solely had a 5-bedroom house. He's not escaping a genocide. He's escaping an FNB home loan. Foot sack. And after that, the American embassy started following me here on Twitter. So I'm not going to get a visa for 5 years. Yeah, I'm done. I'm out. I'm going to just stay here in my suitcase and smell in this wonderful... It smells like a striped horse and ex-Kai FM employees. It was great talking to you guys. Bye. Go watch my podcast, everybody. Go if you guys don't mind. Go watch my podcast. It's Real Problem with Chester Missing. If you like seeing politics in a fun way, as opposed to oh my god, I'm dying of boredom now. It's Real Problem. It's all over the internet. You can find it easily at Chester Missing. Bye.
Shout out to Chester Missing.
Guys, bye. Oh yeah. Mac, so give me a hug. Give me a I'm gonna have your babies. No, I'm not gonna have your babies. That's fucking weird. I'm out.
Oh man, that was funny. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man behind Hester Missing, Mr. Conrad Koch.
Yeah, man of style. What up, Connie?
How's
Sorry,
it going, man?
Chester.
We should
I know,
have
I've been
kept you there for
fisting.
another hour.
Haven't you ever done half an hour of fisting? What type of podcast is this?
Fisting. Man got fired for fisting, dog. You know he got fired for fisting.
Bro, how did you come up with the whole Chester thing? Because you've been around for years, man.
Yeah, late night news. I studied social anthropology. Social anthropology is a study of white guilt.
Okay.
It has the word apology in it.
Yeah.
So I studied social anthropology during the TRC in the 90s. So I met people who were tortured by the apartheid state and the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, commissioners, the Albie Sachs and those guys. And so I grew up in southern suburbs of Cape Rondebosch, which is the kind of place you can see someone complain about a cappuccino, the temperature of a cappuccino to a dude who lives in a shack.
Yeah.
My cappuccino is cold. Yeah, but is your toilet on the inside? Fuck you. So Chester was a way for me to talk about my place in South Africa as a white guy who grew up with this level of privilege, and then also to deal with our politics. So the reason Chester gets to interview, if you haven't seen Chester, but a lot of people would have from Late Night News with Aloy Sogola back in the day, his own show on ENCA and ETV, and then also his TikToks and Facebook, it's Chester talks to... Chester gets to interview the president. He's interviewed Julius, and the reason he gets this kind of access is because I deal with who I am and then go, now let's do better as a country. Because when, corruption is its form of anti-black racism, really, because the people who are affected by it worst are impoverished black people. Tembisa Hospital, Life is Sidimene, my Kukumape and drown and shit. So, yeah.
But it's so smart because you can say whatever the fuck you want.
That's wild, bro. That's wild. Oh, well, it has happened. It has Steve Hoffman as lawyer.
Send anyone.
Let them try.
But you know what I can't get used to? I can't get used to the fact that Chester's so crazy and then Conrad is like the serious guy.
I know, it's weird. I know.
Like, it fucks with me, man.
I know. Chester's my wife's least favorite friend. Every straight guy, their wife, if you've seen relationships, you guys, your partner has someone that she doesn't like.
Yeah.
And then the joke is, if you don't know who it is, it's you. So Chester's my wife's least favorite friend, and he's got this so when I'm with Chester on stage, because I tour live shows, I'm touring one now. I'm in Durban this weekend, and in a couple of weeks' time in Eastern Cape, and in Quebec, East London, and so on. But when I'm with Chester on stage, it's like he's a very left-leaning white guy, and I'm a centrist white guy. So me, myself, am a combination of the two. I'm more left-leaning. I'm very left-leaning, I'd say. But just allows me to reflect on that, because that's, when Steve Biko said, it's the liberals you have to watch out for. The people who have black friends. My wife's colored, and she's had to fire white friends because just crazy experiences. It's because we think we're the good ones, so we don't need to self-reflect. Versus when someone who's quite right-wing realizes how racism works, they're generally more self-reflective. So Chester will literally pot out a show on racism where he'll come up to you and he goes, "Have you ever asked a white liberal if they're racist?" They always freak out. It's like seeing someone eat at Nando's for the first time. It's so hot. It's so hot. What flavor are you eating? Lemon and herb. So Chester was a way to talk about all these issues, and also a puppet is allowed to say the most crazy stuff. It's a sense of fun. Our politicians are quite lekker on one front. Yeah, they're corrupt and they're racist and they're populist. And look at Gayton just amping up kind of identity, and you got to be this kind of a colored person and whatever that means. Man. And they all do it. So but. The truth is, a lot of them, the struggle hero ones, this Yunus Karim is this amazing struggle hero, ANC guy. He explained to me once, is that the ANC core struggle guys, even Helen Ziller herself, she she protected, I think she hid Tony Ngena in her house for one night during this, in the 80s sort of thing. They're very soul of the earth if you can give them a way to play outside of the formalness of an interview.
Yeah.
So they have a reason, and Chester is a reason, because he's got, once you've interviewed Gwede and Zilla, and which he has, then why are you not going to talk to Chester?
True.
So it allows a sort of new way for them to deal with stuff. So you can say it without it's being super offensive.
I wanted to ask you, as a comedian, what do you think about the state of freedom of speech, not just in the country, but in the world, with what happened to Charlie Kirk? And also, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a comedian in Britain recently, in the UK, who got arrested for telling a joke, bro. I kid you not.
The joke. Let's find the joke. No way, man.
Yeah, please just check first that doo-doo.
Yo,
got arrested,
knock,
bro.
knock.
For real.
No, please.
What do you think about? Are we witnessing the death of freedom of speech?
I don't think so. I think we got to remember how wildly evil humanity's been.
Yeah.
You guys need to understand, people of color, women were seen as objects. They were seen as people who had no rights. Part of Charlie Kirk's problem is he saw women, he sort of suggested, as far as I saw one quote, the concept women must stay at home and they must cook and be in the kitchen and be a wife and that kind of thing. And so we come from a world where we easily silence those who it's less easy for them to speak up. And people like me just have more access. So in other words, I'm more likely to have the money for a cell phone. I'm more likely to have money for data. I'm more likely to have the kind of accent and presentation of self that when I speak, I often will be heard easier. So for me, we've seen a rectifying of that. So, when people do like a stereotype hack accent, like I'm going to do like as a Zulu accent, and then we all laugh, or what we see as a stereotype colored accent, and we all laugh. When you laugh at that, what you're doing is laughing at people who don't sound like what we see as a normal English accent is. And a normal English accent is a product of radio, it's a product of money, it's a product of power. So the reason I sound less like I have an accent is I have an accent. And any working class person of color, black person, whatever, Indian person, can tell you immediately, the joke, or you sound like you're from the burbs. As soon as we make, and if you listen to an ad in South Africa, generally the accent that sounds like mine will be the ad with the payload. Make sure you get this insurance. And the joke ad, part of the ad, will be a person of color's kind of Indian accent, colored guy, black guy, being
lunch bar of
nailed it.
Yeah,
you
so many
you
ads.
make a lot of money out of
so
that.
many.
Yeah. So what's happened is we have the culture we live in is extremely racist. We're talking Zulu in English in Africa right now. If you go to Tanzania, they all speak Swahili. That's just what you speak. The fact that I am under almost no pressure to talk an African language as a white guy, there's no pressure for me to acclimate with Western culture. You understand, black people were forced to speak English at the end of a gun. They're forced to drop African culture at the end of a gun. So when we laugh at how a black person sounds and, it's just a joke. No, you're enforcing 350 years of bullshit. You're being a cunt. So, people go, my free speech has been taken away. No, you're just asked to do better comedy. Think harder. If you go around the world, we can say the most crazy things. You must see the things comedians are able to say. We're able to say the most crazy things and no one gets cancelled. For show me a comedian who's cancelled. There's a whole right-wing circuit. If you're good, say you're cancelled to me. Say you're cancelled.
You're cancelled.
I'm still here. So you see what I mean? Is it like we have this, my freedom of speech. It used to be normal in France to go on the weekend, to go to an asylum, like a mental health institute where the health, it was proper, put all the crazy people there, and go laugh at them. Like poke them with a stick.
For real?
Laugh. That was a normal thing.
No way, bro. That's
so the concept of what is funny has changed over history all the time as we get used to the idea that black people are not objects and shouldn't be slaves, that paying people slave wages at Marikana and that it's okay for them to just get murdered is not okay, is enforced by a system whereby language and how we see them. When I go, ha, 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 you sound stupid, what I'm doing is forcing the idea that you also are less human than this accent, that you are less respectable, which is why you don't get as... So in Cape Town, there's a concept of a gachi. A gachi is a guy who gets you on the taxi, right? And they stereotypically have a certain type of Cape Townie accent. It's a stereotype. You've never seen a CEO who sounds like a gachi.
Okay.
Even though a gachi would be the perfect CEO of SA because that airplane would be freaking full. So the problem is that we respect intelligence based on accent. And so when we... The same applies to gender. When we go, you're just a little lady, you don't get it. When we otherize, we make it very hard for people to exist in a social space. So for me, we're doing fine. There is a pushback. There's some of you being assholes. That person was stepped over the boundary because they were exploring something. Comedy's hard. And some of the canceling was dickheadish. But that doesn't mean that we aren't moving in the right direction. Yeah.
What's your take on the Kiffness?
Sorry, that was a super serious answer.
No,
do you, bro? Yes.
Sorry, before you go on, so in your point of view, Conrad, you say that white people should be pressured to learn African languages.
Ngempela. So No. So
I love
no, but I see
Oh, you
the problem
responded
that-
like that. I love
the
it.
pro-
Because I get it. I know in Kenya, white people speak
They speak
Swahili.
Swahili.
Yeah.
Whoa,
so,
for
yeah.
real?
Yes.
So
it
they-
becomes a demand. It's just in most African
And it's just a
countries.
great show of
Yeah.
respect, man.
So
Yes.
and this side, it was one of the few, and hence one or two will be glorified, and it will be like, but we still need more people actually embracing the language. It becomes a norm.
Exactly.
Mm.
And
But
so
back to did we get the joke?
Yes, we did. But the joke was posted on X.
Okay, let's,
Yeah,
well,
it's
what
not
does
that
it
he
say?
did. Yeah, so he said, if a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he is committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops. If all else fails, punch him in the balls.
but they're not necessarily still
As
there.
much as no. Nah.
They might not be there.
No, because they may identify as what they identify as, but I know how to hurt you. You see.
I understand
It's
the
like,
joke.
yeah. No, of course you do. Yeah. So wait, man. So you got cancelled and
don't think-
arrested over the woke stuff.
I don't
No, you
think.
got arrested for
I
that
don't-
tweet.
I don't
Sounds like
think-
it,
I
yeah.
Oh, it was a tweet. A
Yes.
tweet.
No, I don't
Yes.
think you should arrest someone for that. That's fucking
Yeah,
insane.
come on.
I don't.
man.
I don't like the joke or agree with the joke. Here's a trans joke. Here's a trans joke that was spectacular. So Australia is kind of like with LGBT in a degree, to some degree, where we are with race, where we talk about racial issues in a way that we have Julius. Like we talk about stuff, land. We're like the concept of giving the land back is actually something we talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even on the table in Australia, but they have black people.
Yeah,
So it's not even you wouldn't even
Native
imagine it.
people.
Yeah, they celebrate the day they colonized Australia every single year. It's called Australia Day.
Whoa.
That's a dick. It was just a joke. That's a dick move. That's like stealing hijacking someone's car and then phoning them every year to remind them that you've got it. Hi, mate.
And
Yes,
ripping
us. Yeah, we still got it. So next year, you bastard.
Is that the trans joke?
No, the trans joke is this.
He trans.
So
That's
they're-
the trans joke. Joke it trans.
So that's funny. So yeah, I saw a trans comic in Melbourne do this joke, and the joke was, I'm almost done with the transition, so I'm getting 90 cents to the dollar. I see how you guys didn't laugh at all.
Yeah.
That joke absolutely destroyed in Melbourne.
Okay.
And the reason it destroyed is it's an environment where making trans people feel included and being aware of what they're going through is something that they've strived for. Now, I'm not saying you should be arrested for a joke. I think that is insane and should not happen.
Yeah, especially on
No
Twitter.
one's going to learn that kind of cuck
No.
from that kind of cuck. But creating a space where everyone feels welcome is just not being an asshole. If you walked into a
Yeah.
workplace and walked up to your female colleague and say, "What's up, sugar tits?" you should get fired. You should just get fired. You're being a wanker. You're being a sexist wanker because you know how this world works. You know rape culture. You know what created that.
Yeah.
And so for me, that guy, that
And she
guy,
replies, "What's up, daddy?"
yeah.
Yeah, with no sugar. You bring the sugar. Squeeze it out, sugar tit.
You're a bit too good at that.
Sugar.
You're a bit too good at that.
I was just laughing with them. Did you get that one? You didn't get that one as well. You were just laughing.
Wait, no. The one I didn't get was that I'm getting 90 cents to the dollar. Please, I know, like,
So in other
explaining
words,
jokes
woman,
sucks, but
no, it's fine. The joke is a very good joke in an environment where you're aware that women are getting 80 cents to the dollar. You understand? Women get paid 20% less than men.
So he's 90.
that is
Yeah.
Let me give you another example.
That's good.
Let me give you another example. I'm married to a person of color. So I can never win a fight. I'm like, you stole my dessert. She's like, you stole my land.
Yeah.
So now you see how you all understood that joke.
Yeah. Because of the context.
Or here's another one.
Historical.
Black people, you need to help fight racism. You need to help fight racism. You need to go up to white people in Woolworths and say, "Do you work here?"
Oh, I love it. Oh, they dropped it. I love that. I do all the time. Especially if they wear like all black. If a white person is wearing all black in Woolies.
I've done
Number one, I do it all the time. Like,
So
You've done it.
Oh,
yeah, I do it.
Oh, that's
And because of what they're wearing, sometimes it like looks like, there's just people you see in a store and it's like they're wearing the colors of the people who work here or what you think it looks like. And I just ask. Because I've been asked that and I was like, oh, I understand. I'm black. Cool. So I asked
I've never been asked that. Never. No one's ever asked me if I work.
Go to Woolworths wearing black.
Yeah, red
Yeah,
and
but you
black.
wouldn't look like
Probably
you
if I
works.
walk around Woolworths wearing black, that's what's cool.
You look like the owner.
But you got to.
No.
No, but you see how layered the conversation we're having right now is.
Yeah.
So from an anthropology point of view,
Yeah.
you all know exactly what's going on. And you just added a layer because you're saying things have progressed. If you're just a white guy wearing black, you'll get asked the same question. We've moved forward a bit. See, that's a cool thing. That's an analysis South Africa just did. Now, if this room had more people who are aware of trans issues, and I'm not like judging, I'm just saying,
of course.
it's just the culture we live in and dynamics.
Yeah.
You would find the joke about and where of women like gender sort of related. So you go, it's feminism. People really don't understand feminism. It's just being aware of what people are going through.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna be, we're just trying to be more empathic and not be wankers. I think the cancel thing went bonkers in like trying to end everybody. And you don't, so I have a show on racism where I try to explain to everyone, because quite honestly, I think people of color understand racism either because it should have been taught in schools and it wasn't. So I have a show on racism where I start going, I'm not a racist. I have an award from Ahmed Katrada for fighting racism, which I do. And at the end of the show, Chester goes, so you definitely, and he goes, examples of where I'm racist. And the end of the show, I go, hello, my name's Conrad, and I'm a racist.
Whoa.
Because I have learned some level of racism, like the fact that like I don't speak any African language at a first language level. That's a racism that's happened in. Now, so what we're trying to do is create an environment where we are more aware of where we're getting it wrong, so we can just be better people. And my lesson that I learned is I need to focus on my own prejudices first, because lecturing white people on where they're getting it wrong. So the same applies to the trans issues. You're going to get it wrong a bit, and then we all move forward. If you continue being a dick, then like with the Kiffness, I'll just decide you're a dick, and that's who you are.
Yeah, let's get to the Kiffness, man. That's the story I wanted to get to next. South African musician The Kiffness has been accused of lying about losing 500,000 campaign over his support for the late controversial American commentator Charlie Kirk. Social media users quickly debunked his claims. The Kiffness has long faced criticism of aligning with figures accused of racist ideologies, and this latest episode has reignited the backlash online.
So the problem with, in fact, I think it's quite a wide thing in the music industry. Remember, like we're saying offline, Chester went to court with Steve Hofmeyr.
Yeah.
Steve Hofmeyr wrote that, he literally went and said on Twitter that in my book, blacks are the architects of apartheid. That was his actual words, right?
Sheesh.
And Chester said, that's because you haven't grown beyond books that you color in. And but then I went after the people who were sponsoring his gigs, because he also said on Facebook, if no one wants to, this is why he justified this crazy racism. If no one wants to be around you, is it really their fault? In other words, he thought black people were so unevolved, paraphrasing him, that why would anyone want to be around you? So you deserved apartheid.
Whoa, yeah.
understand how-
Because apartheid was putting the
Evil.
distance between whites and blacks.
That was the whole
in
concept of
workspace, in
There was
space.
There went Steve
Steve
Hofmeyr.
Hofmeyr, Afrikaner musician, Steve Hofmeyr.
Yeah.
Hofmeyr, Steve.
So he was doing gigs where big brands were sponsoring the gigs he was at.
Yeah.
And I was like, if Oscar was on this gig, Oscar Pistorius,
Yeah.
you'd cancel your sponsorship immediately.
Oh,
It'd be game
definitely.
over.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
what you're saying is, if you're not canceling the sponsorship, then you're saying that some level, what he said is okay to you.
You endorse it.
And the biggest problem post-apartheid, one of the biggest problems, I mean, corruption, etc., but is a denial and lack of understanding of what apartheid did to people of color. The amount of people of color I meet who don't understand what it did, because you have to actually learn it. It was very strategic. It was it took centuries to be created. And so with the Kiffness,
Still feeling the effects.
Even
to the
black
day.
people
still feeling the
don't
effects.
even know.
We're not even beginning to still feeling the effects. Most people of color, if you were earning, this is Lester Kivett from Cape Talk taught me this fact. If you're earning 10 grand a month, you are in the top 8% of earners in this country.
That's insane.
That's how
Most
bad things
most
are in this
50% of this
country.
country, 50% of kids in South Africa at the age of, I think it's 4, live in a household where the average amount being brought in is 40 rand a day. They're living on 40 rand a day. People are living people are dying of starvation in this country, and it's because of apartheid's legacy. Now, people go, but the ANC. You're not understanding what apartheid did. Apartheid strategically, it was planned to turn black people into what Rhodes called hewers of wood and bearers of water. In other words, black people, which is why Bantu education were intended to be workers, which is why and the Chester's joke is, when you're standing in a queue at Woolworths, Chester says to me, did your dad go to get an all-white job? Yes, my dad did. Did you go to an all-white university? Yes, he did. As a result, does anyone judge you for your accent, your skin color, your identity? No. As a result, you get to play with dollies for a living? Yes. So your entire life is a product of apartheid. When you're standing in the queue at Woolworths and there's almost entirely black people packing and white people buying, it's because of apartheid. The price of Woolworths avocados it's not that's no, I went too far. so the concept of how it's shaped our lives, and white people go, you're saying I must be guilty. Apartheid's my fault. I didn't say it's your fault.
They love the line, bro.
What racism is like is, and this is what the Kiffness is exactly what this guy doesn't understand. Because he literally says, I know I've got privilege, but I don't think I need to feel bad about it. I was like, well, you shouldn't feel proud about it. So what he doesn't want to deal with is racism's like a kid in Crocs. It's not the kid's fault it's wearing Crocs. Like this trans guy, he learned this thing. The problem is if you're still wearing, your mother taught you to wear Crocs. That's where raising your parents, the socialization. Our problem is if you're still wearing Crocs. So take the Crocs off.
But the Crocs are nice, man.
Yeah, because this is where the problem. That's why the Kiffness still does what he does, because appealing to a small community that validates his position allows him, is from my understanding. I mean, I can't be sure. I've tried to talk to the guy. I've messaged him several times saying, hey, I have a degree in explaining this stuff. And he just evades and thinks you're lecturing him. It's like, I'm not blaming you for apartheid. Just don't be a dick about it, man. Acknowledge the pain that people are going through now. And that's
your advantage that you got.
Just admit that shit, because if you don't, what you're doing is the reason white South Africans are the most wealthy, 62% of senior management is still white. The reason that's happening is because white people are somehow better. In other words, that's racist. You're saying that we are just like Rob Hersoff. That's why that bro drives me insane. Stop bringing him on your podcast.
A lot of people have been saying that. People saw the promo that I'm not watching this episode. Missed me. He's back. I missed me. Yeah.
So the problem is that when you don't ignore, I mean, the guy inherited a diamond or whatever, inherited a mine, whatever the mine is. And I'm a great businessman. I'd also be a great businessman if I got tens of millions of rands.
And you got sent to New York to study
at Harvard. Of course, I'd be amazing too.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So understanding how to fix that and understanding what happened during apartheid is the first step to fixing it. It's why Helen Zilligan, we should cancel BE. First acknowledge why we have BE, then talk about cancelling it. If you don't do that first step, you're just playing into the racists and dividing the country. Boom! TED Talk over.
Fuck, man.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, podcast. No. I know you guys. What are your questions?
What are your questions? Sorry.
Okay. I think with all that you're saying, I feel like you become one of the few that speak like that. And especially with now we hear a lot of, maybe I should ask you, what do you think of a lot of internationals coming in and staying in Cape Town, for instance, right? Coming to reside, buying and living in Cape Town, because now it's almost like they are getting more white people in the country. And obviously, that will eventually get them a right to vote, hopefully somehow in the future. And then, so that mindset that you have that, people, because obviously it's going to override that thing of, no, you must be understanding. And instead it becomes, no, we blame you blacks for what apartheid was 30 years ago. It's the ANC government. So you've not done anything for yourselves. You understand? So how do we merge that? Because of where things are going, we can see that you become just one of the few that think like that, and where the world is going.
I think there's complexity. I think there are more white people who are aware of this than we're aware of. When I talk to white people, my general experience is they just lack leadership. There was a vacuum of leadership. And this is why I'm angry with Helen Zille, because she understands that apartheid did this to people of color, but she doesn't act on it. And if white people were just given a leader to go, you didn't do forced removals, but that doesn't mean you didn't benefit from it. Just because you didn't order the pizza doesn't mean you didn't eat. And that's the problem.
Oh.
If you go in Australia, in Canada, if you go anywhere, there's a little plaque saying this is whatever Native American land. This is where it started. So the consciousness, whenever you start an event in Australia, this is whatever Native Australian land. So they acknowledge that at all turns. I want to go to Groot Constantia and I want to see a plaque explaining this place owns slaves. This bell is not a joke. This was a slave bell.
Yes.
The descendants of those slaves are living in Manenberg over there, and the life quality in Manenberg is significantly less than in Constantia or Rondebosch or one of those areas, and that is a direct part of apartheid. The idea that the ANC could have fixed apartheid in the time we've had is racist and complete bullshit. The reason we have the ANC is because we put all black leadership in jail for a century.
Yes.
So where the fuck did you think the leadership was going to come from? Oh, they're all corrupt. Well, who made it that way? The same people, Thales, the French company who allegedly bribed Jacob Zuma, they first bribed those later part, as far as I know, P.W. Botha and those guys. There's books on this stuff. The corruption started in apartheid. It wasn't clean.
Yeah.
No,
They were
not
just
at all.
corrupt.
Super
Yes.
corrupt.
There's books
Oh,
on
it was
this.
super corrupt.
There's books, endless books on this.
Super corrupt.
So the idea that we are somehow more evolved and more capable is an idea they directly sold. It was a plan that came, but we literally had a hierarchy where we believed anyone who looked more like I do is more likely to be intelligent, capable, and competent.
Yeah.
And then we enforced that with, you have a funny accent, jokey joke. And we create a culture and a system where we see black people as less capable, even though it's merely because of opportunity. And so this thing of foreigners coming in, there needs to be an active ability to just teach, and it can be great. They're doing it in Canada, they're doing it in Australia, teach people about the history of the place you're in. So the people are interested.
Yeah.
They want to know. It's interesting. The Constantia was on Coin Sand land or whatever, Hontot sand land, and that you go, this is the story of what happened here. And then people can go, it makes it sort of part of our legacy. And then when you see someone who's struggling, who's living in like Manenberg, you understand that their family were forced to move there. This is what's so crazy about this white genocide and the farm. Oh, they're going to do forced removals. The actual people affected by forced removals are still living in the place that you moved them to. They haven't got their land back. It's sitting there in Cape Town.
Yeah.
So they're in District 6. So,
Yeah, that's the one.
So your biggest fear is what is literally happening today to people of color. So when people say get over apartheid, it's one of the most shitty, arrogant, racist.
And Cape Town is made to feel like this destination that's
Because
it's
people
like,
see one party. I live in Cape Town.
Bro, there's a town full of foreigners.
There's
They
so
just
much
poured
stories.
everything
But
there.
my only pushback
Yeah.
against that. Are you going to where Cape Town is people of color? Because people of color are in Cape Town. And when you go to those places, they do feel like it's more like South African.
Yeah.
But if you go to the City Bowl, it's very much a piece of Europe. And the idea of pushing back against that is not something the DA has been aware of to do. And it's like, it's such a simple thing to do. So it's got to do with it, with first of all, where people are going in Cape Town. So you're going, if you go to these touristy spots, yes, it will feel like it's a piece of Europe. And I mean, my wife's experiences there are wild. She'll go, I used to live in Sea Point, and she'd be buying something. And then there's a lady, it's a person of color behind the counter, buying fish. And then she'll be standing in the queue, and then the white person will barge in front. Oh, no, I was here earlier. And gives the lady 10 Rand to jump the queue.
Oh, no.
Or
Cold drink.
So this kind of like entitlement
Certainly,
would be so much easier to deal with if we had some large scale education. So at the end of the Second World War, many Germans were forced to go look at what had happened in concentration camps. So what had happened in that country could be understood, and there could be no denial of it. Holocaust denial is illegal in Germany. It was. I don't know the current state. But we've never had that here. Apartheid denial should be illegal. It should be illegal for us to deny who got kicked out of houses and the effects of that. Because what people of color really, and I mean a lot of people of color don't see this as well, and white people are very unaware of, is if you didn't study at the right university, then you don't have what we call social capital. In other words, you don't know the language in order to sound like you're good at art, even though you're really good at art. You didn't get to study at UCT. That's why they put UCT on a hill so you could learn to look down at everyone from an early age. Then what we don't have is cultural capital, which means you don't have the right, that's cultural capital. Social capital is you just don't know the same people. So in other words, you want a community of people who are also actors in this fraternity, but so you can't work with them because all the people you knew were poor. So you don't have the power to access communities.
Not plugged in.
And there are people with solutions to these problems, but neither the ANC nor the DA is really interested in how to solve them. There are people, William Gumede or Duma Kabule, the amazing economist. These guys, Professor William Gumede, has answers like empowering smaller businesses, like that isn't ANC connected. Make sure Standard Bank gives them money, etc. But the ANC has kind of gotten bored, and there's a degree to which us as the middle class, some people of color are guilty of this too, getting on board with what apartheid did. And so that we all benefit from apartheid's legacy. So I'm going to say the last thing, and then because it's very dry.
No, bro.
No, bro.
No, bro.
Don't worry. The podcast is not about like laughter. Only laughter. Go on.
The last thing.
You're cooking, bro. You're cooking, bro. Yeah.
The last thing. I don't normally talk like this without jokes, but the last thing, because I have a show that we have different jokes for all these things. But the last thing with that is that, you see, what we don't understand is that apartheid specifically made white people middle class.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was affirmative action for Afrikaans, poor Afrikaans people. Remember that the English came and were racist to Afrikaans people?
Yeah. They ruled Afrikaans people. Yeah.
So we made Afrikaans people, were made middle class via the exact same AEEE, Afrikaans Economic Employment.
They're BEE.
So now what's happening is when a person of color arrives, say you work at a bank, you arrive at a management position. Your family are all from Tembisa. And now you go to the bank and maybe you still have a bit of an accent. Now people think you're a little bit like, Yuri sounds like you don't get respected. So when you're sitting talking to someone who's powerful, it happens with celebs. You guys have this. You're sitting talking to someone. If it's someone very famous, you'll be like that. And the less famous you are, the less they clock towards you. You've seen that, Coke? So that's what a microaggression is. So I don't give you respect, your knowledge. If you contribute something in a meeting, I won't listen to you. This is the kind of thing people of color faced since day one in 1994. So what would happen is you'd know, I mustn't bring up this. I must learn about rugby. I must learn how to talk about golf. I must dial down my accent.
Play some paddle.
Right?
Yeah, make you sound,
bro. I could feel the pain. I could feel the pain. So what happened is, imagine a room full of middle class people. And we let black people into that room one at a time. And the moment they got in the room, we fucked them up. Made them feel less than because of their identity. And that has been happening for decades. And so that really shaped how we deal with this stuff. We didn't educate kids at school about what had happened. I interviewed Alan Busak on Chester's podcast. Chester interviewed him. Alan Busak, who was controversial, but very much led the struggle against apartheid from within the country in many ways. And the kids have only just started learning about what he did at school. Only just recently. Which means there isn't a consciousness. So that what you'll have is, can't we all just be friends? We're all the same. And you're like, but we're not all the same.
No.
Because the chances of me being here, I play with dolls for a living. Can you imagine a black kid, mid-80s, going, Mama, Daddy, I want to play with dolls for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And so
they'll clap you, man.
They will smack
you and your doll.
Foot sack. So the problem is that we've all got on board with the racism to some degree because no one has taught us to see how the system just perpetuates. Like the fact that I don't have to speak an African language. That's like go one, and then layers after that. So breaking the system down without it sounding like I'm lecturing you. You're all racist. I think we're all racist. I think everyone in this room is racist at some level. And I don't mean, sometimes you're nasty to white people. I mean, we're all anti-black racist because we grew up in a system where the norm, Michael Kamape, a little black child, drowned in shit in 2014. was 5 years old and he drowned in shit. And that is an abomination. There are no white children drowning in shit. And if one did, Helen Zille would be the next day going, never, never, and never again.
A pit toilet, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
drown in pit toilets. So like Marikana, and we've got to understand, colonialism's over. The business partner of understand the reason colonialism happened, reason apartheid happened, one of the big reasons was to create cheap labor for mines. That's what Cecil John Rhodes wanted. He needed to get the diamonds out the earth and send it back to the UK. So the UK stole $17 trillion from India over the whole of the time they colonized the place. It's $45 trillion. $45 trillion is 17 times the UK's GDP. Right.
Whoa,
so
man.
just understand, just take in what that means. If the whole UK, everyone, stopped working for 17 years, imagine the leg up you could get. If everyone in this room, guys, all your expenses are paid for 17 years, you can just do any project you want. You can go do, you don't have to worry about food. We're housing sorted. So India raised a little white kid that wasn't there. It's called England. It's like a reverse Angelina Jolie. So, joke. So you understand that what happened to black people is you became the system by which the West funded the NHS, funded the nice trains, the nice buildings, the nice thing, funded Rondebosch, funded Claremont, funded Sandton. So
Let me pull the
we're
story
still in that system.
that's happening now. France is on the verge of collapse due to African nations pulling out. 14 African countries, including Burkina Faso, Senegal, Chad, and Ivory Coast, have moved their military bases. For centuries, the country relied on Africa's minerals for survival. Just to add to what you're saying.
Exactly. So what happens is the way the economic system works is they got this leg up financially. They got our gold, basically, or Africa's. It's very confident of me, but you know what I'm saying. And that funded their economy. Now, to get a loan back, we have to go via international instruments like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. These guys only lend us the money if we set up very unfair trade rules. So we're not allowed to make any rules for their companies. You can come, if we say, no, you can't use too much of our water foot sack. If Elon Musk, you must have a triple B partner, because people don't understand BE either, so they don't understand how that works. No, I won't. And so what happens is, like, for example, India needs helicopters. They need a specific type of helicopter. They try to borrow money for helicopters from the UK. UK says, we'll give you the money, but you have to buy the helicopters from this British company. They're not the helicopters that India needs, but ours are going to get the helicopters. The money never even leaves the UK. But India is now still in debt to the UK. So not only did they benefit from colonialism, they're benefiting from colonialism. So it's the cycle that reproduces poverty. Then we tell each other, oh, you just don't know how to manage your company. But these countries keep investing in leaders and political organizations that support their interests. In other words, our democratic systems are undermined. So let me give you an example. If you go to Paris, there'll be some counselor. Now, Isma Khurshule, who's a product of this corrupt racist system, he comes along and says, you got to buy him newspapers from the New Age, the Gupta's newspaper. Yeah. If you don't, you'll get fired. And remember, this counselor, he's one paycheck away from poverty. His kids have no money. Those American politicians are wealthy as hell. The British politician wealthy because their democracy is hundreds of years old and has had the benefit of colonialism to fund it. This is now, I must now impoverish my kids to stand up to corruption. I'm not saying it's okay that he's corrupt. I'm not saying okay that they'll spend, I think as far as I understand, the money in Paris was 3 million rand a year or something, buying stupid New Age Gupta newspapers. Yeah. So in other words, our politicians, there's a book called Why Nations Fail that's amazing that explains this. Why our politicians are, and it's not right, but the system where they can't push back as easily is something we just deny. So we go, you are less evolved, you're less good. You black people, you keep voting for the ANC, but now I must vote for the DA who will ignore all of these things, basic income grant. Yeah. So and because there's so little, it's shades of grey. And because no one will come at this with some level of shades of grey. It's just Gaten, Papa, or Helen, we must just cancel B, as opposed to a more nuanced diversion of it. we end up where we just fight each other instead of finding working middle ground solutions for this.
Bro, and we've got such a beautiful country, man.
It's fucking
Yeah.
South Africans are the
best in
hardest
the world.
working. They get up at 4 a.m. They mission to their job. They get home.
Take 3
They come there.
taxis.
They have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
They keep going. If I spend one day going through what my wife goes through, one day I'd be fucking broken. My worst day is better than most Virgo. I can't. It's so unjust, and it's just that people just normalize it makes me very
crazy.
angry. Yeah.
It's crazy.
On a lighter note, what caught your attention, Pinduka, this week?
Oh man.
Knock knock. Who's there?
Hey, Conrad.
Your algorithm's gonna be na 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 na. Wow, na, 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 wow.
No, you got people locked in, honestly.
Pinduka, yes?
I don't know if he's starting shit. What's going on?
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro. Almost similar line of the conversation. Dude, in Albania, so what they did was earlier on this year, I think it was this year.
Yeah.
They had, so they've got a government portal website where people can get services, documents, whatever, pay bills, etc. And then there's this AI that they've integrated into the system. It's called Diela.
Okay.
Now, this month, guess what they've done?
What?
That AI is now a minister. It's part of the cabinet.
No way!
Minister of Public Procurement.
That's my shit.
In the system. And
That's
but
my
no,
shit.
It
Now,
is.
who's
He's
saying that?
been saying it though. He's been saying that. How about you get
minister.
AI to decide who gets tenders?
Yeah.
Now look, we've all seen Grok and we've all seen how humans can
tampered
still
with. Yeah.
fuck up with AI. But it's a move in the right direction.
Wow. Wait.
Albania.
I'm going next week, bro.
Tell me Fikile Mbulule isn't an AI.
It's in
Who else would dress
Albania,
like that?
bro.
Wow.
How cool. So
That's
this
dope.
thing, that's helping people already, as an AI in their integrated system is now literally part of the cabinet. And there's people, warm humans working under that ministry, obviously, but I don't know now what powers, because obviously a minister normally oversees, doesn't do the operational stuff, but it's AI, it probably can.
That's not going to happen here because we'd have to get a tender to get the AI.
And then the AI guy, then you pay the agent. That he's never heard of.
Never heard of. And then there'll be a cow that's gone to Sudan and a couch, and then it'll all be gone, and then the AI will be turned off, and Eskom will have AI shedding. This could be
Sadly, bro, dude.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's AI. Oh, bro. So yeah, man, it's doable, bro.
It's doable.
No, it's
man.
doable, bro.
It is really
procurement.
amazing.
So futuristic.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I wanna see how it goes, but like it's the
We
step
have
in
an AI
the.
president one day.
We kind of do. I mean, that guy does nothing. What does he do? What does he do? He didn't fire Senzo Mkhunu. We should have fired him. We should have. Now he's on leave. We have
Yeah.
2 ministers of police, and we still have so much. That's like having 2 Batman, and then the Joker's still getting stronger.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
And there's so much AI. We have AI radio DJs. There's so many, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. Fresh.
There could be AI.
Name and shape. Name and shape. Caesar Gloma, name and shape. Thibaut Touch. That accent has to come from somewhere. There's no way that accent
What
is
do you mean
AI.
by AI DJs though?
No, the guys just tell the time, the temperature, and the song.
Yeah, because
And
AI
then-
can do that. Like,
Yes.
AI can do all of that. Like,
Yes, come on.
background, stage
That's
studies.
4.7.
Yeah. No, for real. And then there's competition. There's competition. Yeah, competition, live read. We'll take your voice notes.
Yeah.
On the other topic, we're
can
still
play
running,
voice notes. AI can play voice notes.
Yeah, pretty much, literally. It's rare you hear, you're like, whoa, I didn't expect that. You can expect everything, you'll get everything.
That's why
you
they find me.
expected.
They're like, oh, he talks. This AI talks.
Fuck, what kind
He's
of
got
AI?
a brain.
He's
got a mind.
You know the craziest question I get is the craziest question. People ask me how Chester talks. They don't know how Chester talks. So they had a conversation on my TikToks the other day. How is this thing talking? And this guy, Google ventriloquist. Then he goes, oh, is it like an engineer? Yeah, it's an engineer.
Oh my God. Yo.
That's what
An engineer. So you are equivalent to
I'm an engineer. I don't know what's going on. I think it's really exciting. I think it's really exciting. I think that one day they will develop a system whereby the fairness of the system because AI ended up being racist, didn't it? They ended up like that one came out and it was racist because it's programmed by people who had not that they're like hard racists, like N-word saying a-holes, but it was something that just was built into a prejudice system. But notice I got it back to racism. But the story about liquid fruit is nuts.
Bro, what do you do for fun,
Oh
bro?
yeah, looking through. I saw the story.
What do you do for fun? Yeah.
I was going to say something rude. I don't know.
No, say it,
I hang
please.
out with my wife.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I
Say the
travel a
rude
lot.
stuff, man.
I travel. Say the rude stuff.
Yeah, that's the truth. The honest.
No.
Yeah, that's honest.
Oh, you
bro.
fuck for
We
fun?
fuck.
That's honest, man. Come on.
Fucks
man.
the kids.
Hey, where does that come from? Hey, yo, where does that come from? I imagine. Yo, people know I love kids, like, you know, like,
I heard.
I've got 2 daughters. Yo, bro, imagine. Hey, where does that come from, man? I imagine, dog. Yo.
The reason I love Joburg, man. Joburg is the best city in South Africa. It's amazing.
But you stay
I
in
loved
Cape
it.
Town, though.
The reason I stay in Cape Town is because I need to get away to like nature. So I go running on the mountain or I go just walk on the beach and that kind of like just chill myself. You can hear I'm quite an intense guy. So my wife and I, she's also an artist. So she does like she's an actor and a visual artist and a musician. So it suits us to do that. And there's a great comedy industry down there. I love Joburg, but Cape Town, it's got a really great comedy scene. We've got a really like lots of clubs. And I like to get away and like going around the mountain or go to the beach or we go listen to arts. Like, and my wife has more family there, my family all over the world. So that's kind of what we do for fun. And also I get the kick when I come to Joburg. I've been in Joburg 2 days. I'm in Joburg twice this week. I was here on Monday too. So it's like I'm up and down and I love Joburg.
Yeah.
Well, all my buddies, Kagiso and Loy Gola and all those guys. Yeah.
So what caught your attention this week?
Oh, this week, well, I've been focused on my own podcasty thing, so we've kind of covered a lot of that. But this liquid fruit story, I think, is freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That you guys sent. This liquid fruit has to drop nothing but fruit, but because it's like there's preservatives in it. But I mean, come on, guys, this is like clientele life's gonna have to change. It sells funeral insurance. It's going clientele death. You gotta change cock stats name. I went there, not a cock in sight. Virgin active. I went there, not virgin. What are you people doing?
This is ridiculous. So they have to remove nothing but fruit.
Yeah, because
nothing
it's
but
not
fruit.
100% fruit.
Yeah.
It's got preservatives and all sorts of chemicals, which I agree with. And there's so many the juices that are like, they used to say 100% orange juice. Now they go like 100% orange juice blend. And then you'll see an apple and what, not just only oranges. So I think
Yeah,
it's
but
very important.
podcast and chill. I've been here. It's podcast and footsack. There's no chill. We're chilling. You're not chilling. Nobody's chilling. There's beer all over here. Chiller's punch. I don't even know what's in this. It's a spirit cooler. What's the Did it find Jesus?
Found Jesus in the
It says
fridge.
peach and mango, but I'm confident there's some other cuck in here. There's salt peas in it. It says there in the fine
salt
print.
peas in
Salt peas in the
Oh wow, salt peas. What kind of peas are those?
taking the peas.
No, but I think if the product is promising health and it's got a clever labeling to convince people that it's healthier, that's why. Obviously, not all brands are or brand names are a true representation of what you get from the brand. But if you're promising people life and health, meanwhile it's doing the opposite, like saying 100% fruit, I agree with that. To make away with the whole, because it's like saying something is 100% vegetarian, but there's meat in it, and I'm buying because I want to be vegetarian.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of cow.
I know there's a campaign.
Just a little bit of cow.
No, we want 100% of cow.
Yeah.
If it's beef, it must be 100%.
Why are you going to hate on the cows?
For instance, I've heard this campaign about front label packaging.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've heard it on radio.
Yes,
Yeah,
on
702.
radio,
702 runs it a
They're
lot.
pushing it a lot.
Yes.
And I agree with it,
What
especially
is
for
it?
kids.
What's happening?
So it's the front label front packaging How do they label
Yeah,
it?
Front of label packaging or something.
Front of label. So it's
Yeah,
almost
that's
like
what they
the
call it.
warnings and the fronts. Instead of having this beautiful packaging that attracts your attention,
Yes.
you buy
Colourful,
something
yes.
Oh, yeah,
only
just
to
like-
find,
yes.
only
Just
to
like-
find,
When you buy cigarettes overseas, they show like the lung.
like
a
a
pic-
bird's
Or
lung.
a damaged lung.
Oh,
Yes,
good.
There
yes,
we go.
yes,
Yeah, we
yes,
need that
yeah,
shit in
yeah,
front.
Yeah.
They should do that with political posters. It should be the same.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
An
how-
AC poster and a guy stealing all the money on
Stealing from
and
somebody.
a
who are
DA
suffering.
poster and a guy cucking in a bucket on it, like in Kailicha. A Gaten poster with his son getting a 50 million rand football team that no one can explain.
Bruh.
Where does that money come from?
Bruh.
But if you think
An
about
EFF poster with Julius just sitting in there with some Louis Vuitton. With his...
True.
but if you
A
think about
Floyd Shivambu poster with him leaving a party on the picture.
so if you think about it, right? No country is perfect, right? Every country's got their shit, whatever they're going through.
Yeah, bro.
So do you think there'll be a time where like everything is just perfect?
Never.
Well, I mean, obviously we're working towards that. And I think that by having solid conversations, and I think that it's normally not the politicians doing it, but we have some amazing NGOs out there doing amazing work, uplifting South Africans coming together. Like this white farmer guy who goes and helps fund one of his workers, bought him a piece of land, so he's kind of got a farm he started, and trying to create like that this guy's now developed a farm, or building schools within farming communities. And so it's like there are lots of Buddha doing amazing work. So it's not and people of color uplifting themselves, small businesses. So the idea that it's all bad is just a lie. The problem is the politicians and the assholes dominate the political spectrum, and so and the media space. So we just hear the cuckness, but there are
the
lekker
Kiffness,
examples.
yeah.
Well, literally, the cuckness. Yeah. This guy who calls themselves a Kiffness.
I thought it was a group, bro.
I used to think it was a band. What is that? Band?
Yeah.
There's always been one guy.
Got enough ego for one, but it would seem. But I think that we get a lot of people who shit talk South Africa, and then and roots.
What's your gripe with Robersov?
Well, it's more that he just needs to acknowledge how colonialism and apartheid gave him what he's got.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if
not
you
a
acknowledge
single-
that and acknowledge why we have the ANC, we threw them all in jail, bro. So just acknowledge, and it's not okay they're doing what they're doing,
Yeah.
but stop being arrogant about it.
Okay, I get you.
Because what it does is create space for, say, cancel BE. I think it's a stupid idea because BE is broad-based black economic empowerment, which is employment equity bit, where the employees will get a section of the business, where like Standard Bank must loan money to a certain amount of poorer black businesses. That kind of stuff is really good. So I just wish he'd speak up more on that and stop saying there's a white genocide.
Yeah, you're saying?
No, I was saying. And if you think about it, not a single black person in South Africa was born in Rob Herzog's shoes.
Not a single.
Numerous white people were, many in fact, white people were, but not a single. And if you scale it down, not just the billionaire status, even a lot of black people weren't born super privileged, just even like as millionaires, for example, you know what I mean? And then there's one of two stories where, it's okay. They weren't.
Herman Mashaba.
And he would never
Herman
admit
Mashaba,
that.
a guy with no hair who sells hair product. That's all we got. Sim Shabalala.
Oh, Sim Shabalala is
Dope.
amazing.
He's dope. He's the CEO of Standard Bank.
Standard
and
Bank, yeah.
His dad owned, that's why he's passionate about supporting small business. So his dad owned a small like corner shop type scenario, like a general dealer. And he could see that he couldn't grow above a certain level. Like you had to go to separate entrance person color into bank. You could never become a manager. And so he is passionate about empowering black women and being aware of what happened so that you can fix it, not dwell on the past, because the past isn't gone. It's here now. And these people, are you in the past? No, I'm not. Go look who's living in shacks and go look who's living in freaking London, and then be honest about what the demographics of the, who's what. Yeah. That just deal with that, Rob, and then we can deal with the highlights that you got, because I know that hair.
What breaks my heart, Pindu, because like you'll see niggas start up businesses, whatever, and at the end of the day, our own people are the ones that want to destroy those businesses.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart.
Oh yeah,
bro.
definitely.
Yeah. We don't.
For me,
support
that's a
each other.
pandemic.
Yeah,
bro.
we don't.
Well,
support-
okay, but what do you mean? Our own people. Give an example.
Like for
'Cause
example,
I could be assuming the wrong situation.
He means
in my head.
podcasters.
no.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, because I know there's a white paper on the government trying to regulate now podcasts and say. So I'm thinking along those lines, but you could be saying something else.
You mean
No,
black
I'm
people.
saying like for example, drip, right? So Lekau starts drip, and then someone gets a shoe that has some fault. You know what I mean? And then they'll go on social media and want to just destroy what he's built just because they got a fucked up shoe. But if it was Nike's, not.
But was the shoe fucked up?
Yeah. No. That's a valid.
Yeah, the shoe was fucked up, though.
Okay, the question.
shoe look like
let's
this?
be real, right?
But if it was Nike, no one would make a hoo about
Oh,
it.
I would, bro.
No,
if I'm buying a 2K
Yeah, you're
or
right.
a 1K,
But you
Nike
wouldn't
sneaker
say you
for a
wouldn't
K,
say you wouldn't say drip must fall.
not must fall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would post because if I'm buying a shoe by Nike for 1,000 rand, and mind you, that's a cheap Nike shoe.
Yeah.
Because you know the sneakers go up to whatever ludicrous prices. I would still go, this is unacceptable.
Yes, but you wouldn't say
Complain. We
complain is fine.
We're
Don't
allowed to
destroy the
complain
Yes,
on
but
black businesses.
But we don't complain. We say it must fall.
Yeah, yeah. No, but think about it, Mac. No, but think about it. If
Someone will be complaining, and then others who don't even own the shoe or even know if they're bought. will be
There
like,
we
"Yeah,
go.
drip must
Problem.
fall."
There we go. You nailed it. You
That's
nailed
the
it.
problem. Because I don't think the person who's patronizing Lekau or Drip as a black business is trying to buy it to show that it's a flop and therefore it must.
Yeah.
So that's not the guy who's gonna say close this thing down
It's
because
the people who
I
say
walk
Comments
into a
underneath
store
to
and
be like, yeah, fairly. It must.
yes,
But this
yes.
is exactly what screwed up the EFF. They were the EFF are the kings of Twitter. We filled a stadium, but voting day.
That's true.
It's like the reverse of Trump.
No, you're right. You're right. Complain, but my thing is, why must he shut down? Why
There's
must it
always
fall?
No,
we
we
know
need
who
a
owns
sport.
it. Therefore, valid lento there.
We need a support.
We need
support.
to, bro.
Yeah. Puts
Unity,
like Red
got
Bull,
no
more
unity,
fire
bro.
for life.
Sorry?
Puts like Red Bull, more fire for life.
Hey. What's your take on that? What do you think about that?
DJ's boo, I love it. He's like Gwede Montage's son. They come from the same. They sound like a diesel engine. I love it.
Why don't white people like destroy other white companies?
It's
Like there isn't that culture
yeah,
of
it's
wanting to.
Oh
destroy.
yeah,
it's just
Or
because-
cancel one another.
Yeah, I don't know if I can speak for white people, but I think it's just because we live in a world where we're used to businesses being opened around us. I guess I'm totally spitballing. I have no idea. I don't think about white people like that. I think.
I think also you guys, okay, in a South African context or an African context, you are a minority. It's always easier to remain united when you're minority. I don't know, I'm maybe bullshitting, but if there's only 4 black people in the whole corporate that's got maybe 400 employees, chances are those 400 black people, those 4 black people will really be united.
Yeah.
If they are Pedi or Zulu, yeah.
So that's
But
what
if it's
happened.
400 blacks,
Yeah.
and some are Pedi, some are close, oh my
So that's what happened.
God.
That's what happened post
Carnage,
the
bro.
party.
And some- Yeah.
It post apartheid is we all became so the whole goal was non-racialism, right?
Yeah.
We don't see
Yeah.
each other as black and white.
Yeah.
And then post apartheid, we're more racial. The India's the Indian. Gaten, there's a colored person.
This kind of
imagine.
colored, yeah.
Julius is black. And then Zulu things, Zulu. And the reason is that when there's not a lot of resources, you break into smaller groups and compete for those resources. So you want to. It's part of why white people are so confused in the States because they're becoming quite. Like we got to join together, we got to be because the idea of being white wasn't enough for them. They need to now become Proud Boys, and then it becomes some way of pushing back against kind of being lost as just the person within an environment.
the
Some of
youth
the-
is white. They're
competitive
so
advantage.
divided, man.
So I think that's what happened is because post-apartheid, the drive towards non-racialism isn't financially productive. It's much more better. Come support this Xhosa business, come support this Indian guy, come support, and I don't know, you break that down. We have to, if our government were running the economy properly, it'd probably be better.
Yeah.
Then black businesses would support each other.
Yeah. Apart from your podcast, what else are you busy with, man?
Dude, I'm touring the show, bro.
Wow,
It's so much fun.
nice,
It's called
nice.
Puppet Power. It's so fun. No, it's like it's absurd. I got this because I'm a ventriloquist, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know, you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
have
yeah.
seen the stuff on America's Got Talent and so on. So what happens is, it's like in this show, it's Puppet Power because we saw that meeting in the White House. It was just like a meeting of puppets. It was
Yes,
that's why
yes,
Rupert
yes,
had to go
yes.
along.
Definitely.
And John Steenhuisen, he's Helen Ziller and Ramaphosa's puppets, and so if Ramaphosa's cupcake, then Steenhuisen needs his own GNU nickname, Vetkoek, and then
Oh yeah, he's become that now.
do you know that Ramaphosa?
That. Yeah.
Do you know that Ramaphosa's?
Jono!
It's fucking weird. It's wild. Do you know that this is a real thing? Ramaphosa's spokesperson, his name is Vincent Magwenya. Cupcake has a Magwenya speaking for it.
Oh, fuck it.
So I'm touring the show. So I'm touring the show that is like really, really fun. I've got an ostrich puppet who gives people relationship advice.
Wow.
Whoa,
You know,
bro.
really like I make it out of two feather dusters and a croc. You have to kind of see it. It's just
Yeah, man, that's
absurd.
some white shit, man.
Yeah, it is
Imagine when you
actually.
see that. Eh?
But you will love it. Like
Yeah.
you'll go, I didn't know about this,
Yeah.
but it's very white
Where's
shit.
it happening?
All over. So I was in Durban this weekend.
Nice.
I'm back in Durban this coming
man.
weekend.
Nice.
Tickets at Web Tickets.
Wow.
Then that's the 19th and 20th. And then on the 2nd in East London, the 3rd in Gqeberha, the 4th in Knysna, and the 5th in St. Francis Bay. And then I'll be in Cape Town in February next year. This show, like my whole goal is to create environments where you come and all South Africans will get some cultural satisfaction. So white people, as you say, that's some white shit. But then I also turn someone in the audience into a talking dinosaur. I have like this dinosaur
Whoa.
mask, and then we show how the dinosaurs died. And it's just you bring a 12-year-old kid and your granny, and no matter what race you are, you will die laughing because it's just silliness and
Wow.
fun.
Are you a
And
Jeff Dunham-Milsell fan?
well, so with Dunham, he's like
Who's that?
there's
Just
this.
the
I've heard of
other
Oh,
ventriloquist.
yeah.
Yeah.
shut up, I'll kill you.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Shut up, I'll kill you. You know that shut up,
We
I'll kill you.
yeah.
It's the same.
When he came here to the country, we went to go
You wanna
see
see it?
him. Yeah.
Oh, I remember, check.
It's if you like Jeff Dunham, you'll love this. He's much more like a Republican. So you'll lean into all the time white people having such things, and I'm much more liberal type things.
Bro, did you take out Lobola for your wife?
She's colored,
She's
so I didn't
colored.
have to pay the
Yeah,
baller.
so he's lucky.
Yeah. She prefers mixed race. There was no Lobola. Yeah. I was trying to find because that was like such a joke moment. There was like 50% Lobola. I don't know what the joke.
No, you're lucky, bro. You didn't
Yeah.
get to pay.
So
Colours
it's
don't
really
play.
you know what I really love is puppets are like a way to get adults to be like kids.
Yes.
Do you remember Magdalene Munsami from the youth league? She was amazing. She's like a senior commander, like people in the youth league. She's just a lawyer. But I just interviewed her for Late Night News, Lois Sogola, and then Drum Magazine interviewed her afterwards about what it's like to be interviewed by Chester. And her whole vibe was, it's a puppets. What must you do? Like, this thing isn't real and he's real. So for me, it's when adults come in. I've got a school teacher puppet who just has like the most absurd, like dirty jokes. My wife said we must never go to bed angry. How's it going? I haven't slept in 3 years. He's like, he goes, the youngsters, they're sending photos of their Boris Johnson. No, Boris Johnson. I call mine that. I call mine Joe Biden because it's always falling asleep.
Whoa, Joe, Sleepy Joe.
You see what I'm saying? So it's silly, it's fun, it's accessible. And then he roasts the audience and talks a whole lot of smack. He says, like, if you ever walk in and your parents pumping, he doesn't say that. He says, if you ever walk in your parents doing adults, like a white school teacher, if you ever walk in and your parents doing, like an 80-year-old, doing adult stuff, don't panic, Salt. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Lock eyes with them.
Whoa.
Like a pterodactyl. And then you say exactly these words. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. They'll never pump again. So it's just like it's super silly, and everyone gets on board, and it's madness.
I find it so funny how you speak about Chester like it's a real person.
People
he
treat
goes,
Dude, in third person.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
who? I'm like, yo, bro.
It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
I'm like, hey,
You don't understand. You don't understand.
I'm like, yo, bro.
I've checked into hotel rooms under Chester Dame. This guy's Chester is like an institution. So Gwena Mantashe calls me Chester.
Wow.
Yes.
He goes, Chester. That's what he does. I've gone to hotels for clients where they book me for their gig, and then I go, is there room for Conrad Koch? No. Is there room for Hester Missing? Yeah, is he? Yeah.
Oh, flip.
It's real, bro.
Wow. So funny. Thank you so much for coming through, man.
Shout
Anything
out,
else you want to
Conrad.
say for Luke?
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan. Sorry, it's not about anything to do with Chester or Conrad. I'm a big fan of Denzel. Huge fan. There's a movie here.
Oh, I know where you're going. Bro, what a ball fest.
I'm fucking angry. I've never watched the
Spike Lee.
movie and got...
Spike Lee, my nigga.
I had to check
I saw
who
the
the
interviews.
movie's about.
I saw the
And now
interviews.
it makes sense. They try to do the whole
Black
promo
consciousness,
thing.
yeah.
No, the promo thing where Denzel is going around talking all sorts of shit like an old man who doesn't give a fuck. You know, old people, they don't give a fuck when they're old. They just
Proper
talk.
old things.
And then there's
No one will ever get cancelled, is what I say. You can't cancel anyone.
I saw that. He's like, you can't cancel me. I'm still here. You can't cancel.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that's great. So there's a movie coming up. Great. And I was so excited. And I remember when Denzel had the mustache. And then I think it was the Magnificent Seven movie that was about to come out. You know when you see an actor doing the whole PR thing where they are more visible in the space?
Yeah.
And they're working on a movie. Similar thing with 50 Cent now with the he lost weight, he looks older. Gandhi's playing, is it Balrog?
Balrog.
Is it Balrog on Street Fighter?
Yes.
Yeah. So then I watched the movie. Then I'm like, I'm bored. Let me check out a movie. It's the highest to lowest. You know what? It's like a random episode of a series.
I don't know. I watched it. I don't know what I watched.
It's like a random episode of a
terrible.
series. When I was
It's
done, I was like, what the hell?
What did I just watch?
It's forgettable.
And you're angry because you can't get that 2 hours back.
No, you're
Bro,
right.
Denzel.
The expectations went from highest to lowest. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And because
I'm like, there's no way they can miss.
Dude.
During the movie, I'm like, okay.
There's something.
It's Spike Lee.
Bro,
Denzel, there's
something.
something.
Bro,
Something's
And
coming.
Rocky's the bad guy. Yeah. Rocky, dog.
dude, Asa.
It's the villain. It's
Yeah,
the villain.
he's the villain. Yo, and I'm like, oh, no, man. And that's how, you see, as a person who's not like into movie production, I'm not a movie fundi, that's how you know how important, that's how you realize how important the script is in the movie. Because you've got the best actor and an iconic director, but the script is shit, clearly, because even Denzel's amazing experience couldn't bring this thing to life, couldn't raise it to life.
The only thing that I liked is they portrayed black people in with excellence.
Yeah.
So he's a black guy who owns a big
That's
company.
how you can tell a black guy is behind it, where there's a black CEO.
Yeah, it's a black CEO.
The lead cop is black.
He's black.
All
And
the
the
leads
white
are
guy
black.
is the subordinate.
Subordinate. Yes. And then I was like, that's how I could tell, okay, a black person. I mean, a black cop is calling the shots in a Hollywood movie where they set up for a whole
And he lives in a penthouse there.
Yeah.
He's got a driver.
Yes.
So the movie was great, it was cuck, but the politics was on point.
The representations, the politics were on point, but the
politics.
movie's shit,
My
bro.
wife's
You
problem.
left me hanging. They're laughing at that. They're laughing at the fact that you left me hanging.
Okay, try
Who?
again.
No, Chester left you.
Oh, Chester Bean, bro. But you did say
Dick,
Chester
I'm sorry.
like, Chester's
He's a
hands are
dick.
like, you know.
I know. He's got
But
problems.
God's hands work.
Good.
He controls his own hand. It's not his hand
you're saying.
controlling the body.
But like in a fact check.
Ah,
Go
that
straight
movie
to
hurt me.
You say?
Any
Big
question
time.
you want for Conrad?
I want to say something about what you just said now about
Yeah,
this racing.
Yeah, for sure.
So my wife's an actor, a really good actor, and a music producer and so on. And her biggest hurdle is for colored people in South Africa. That breakthrough you're describing is not nearly as pronounced as it could be within our locally created stuff. So you'll be less likely to see a middle. She grew up in Belhar, in Old Belhar, which is more like it's kind of like her house she grew up in was nicer than the house I grew up in Rondebosch. So she had a pool, and her dad was like this amazing guy, and well, for some degree, for the most part, but the concept of that you just have a middle class like Blackish, you know, in Blackish.
Yeah.
Like,
Blackish.
everyone's like, they're stylish, they're cool, the problems are relatable, it's self-reflective, it's got some like nuance. You got someone who's working class who sounds like that accent, but then you got someone who sounds like they're Model C, and there's complexity, and you're shown as not this monotone type of person. I think we need more of that for all our races, and there's that kind of, the problem is, I'm going to take it back there. The people running the show are often, it's the cake nets, it's the, it's the people, you still got a certain establishment deciding what movies get made and how people of color portrayed. And what's great about that industry is clearly Spike Lee has made sure there are people of color calling some shots. Wish they got a scriptwriter though.
Yeah, no, that movie sucks, bro. Like, it sucks balls, bro. Like, Denzel, fuck, bro.
Whose balls does it
Denzel? Denzel's balls, dog.
How would that look?
Yo, that movie sucks. Fuck.
Show me.
How did he say yes to this?
It's Spike Lee.
Oh, Spike Lee.
Spike Lee has his news, ne?
Yeah.
Maybe Spike Lee hates. Maybe Spike Lee wants to get Denzel. Come, do the movie. Really? Yeah. Die.
That's
Oh,
literally
no, bro.
honestly.
Because also, I'm sure maybe they've done a movie together before. It's
No, they're
Spike
dope.
Lee.
Spike Lee's dope, bro.
Spike Lee, yeah, what
Yep.
the fuck?
Yep.
And like, fuck, bro, like, yo, you know why, dog? I'm getting, thank you, bro. Truth is, I'm getting very close to 40, and it's to sit for 2 hours and do nothing.
I might die any day.
Yeah, to sit for 2
What
hours.
if I died? Not even clientele death would help me.
Bro, to sit for 2 hours and do nothing. You know, I used to binge watch series when you were young at school, but to sit now for 2 hours and do nothing and watch this thing, and you've got 10 minutes left of it, and you're still hoping they're gonna save it.
You want to phone the director.
Something's gonna happen in 10 minutes that's gonna make me go, oh, great movie.
You want to
Still
message the
waiting.
director and say, what were you thinking, man? Why did you choose this?
I don't get that, bro. I've always asked myself, even when they make like really bad cars and you're like, this car is ugly, from the looks to the everything. With the money that it takes to make 1 unit of this, you couldn't make something okay or decent. You know?
Name and shame.
Huh?
Renault.
No, there's many cars, bro. We've had Daewoo's, we've had cars that like just horrible, like, yeah, bad cars. So to me, it's like, dude, couldn't you just, it's Apple and they've got big budget and they do amazing TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, you got the budget and couldn't you ensure that this thing is like beautiful, you know? Especially with two legends like that. It's, bro, I'm touched.
So you didn't like the movie?
No. Man, fuck off, bro. You're gonna fucking. You said it kissed you.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Conrad.
Shout out, Conrad.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you,
Thank you,
man.
bro.
Thank you to Hester Missing as well. Podcast and chill. We out here, man. Boom.
Bro.
If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you support by subscribing, liking, sharing, and don't forget to comment. Cash up.